Picture ancient Britain, a land of rolling hills, thick forests, and proud Celtic tribes who called these misty shores home for thousands of years. But their story isn't one you'll hear often in history books. You see, long before England was England, the Celts weren't just living here, they were thriving. These weren't simple tribespeople. They were skilled craftsmen creating intricate jewelry and weapons. They built impressive hill forts, traded with distant lands, and had their own rich spiritual traditions that honored the land they lived on. But then came the waves of change. First, the Romans marched in around 43 AD, pushing many Celtic tribes to the edges of Britain. Still, the Celts fought back, and names like Boudica became legendary for their resistance against Roman rule. After the Romans left, you might think the Celts would reclaim their lands. But then came the Anglo-Saxons from across the sea, bringing new languages, customs, and ways of life. Gradually, the Celtic peoples were pushed further west and north, into what we now call Wales, Scotland, and Cornwall. The final big push came with the Norman conquest in 1066. By then, what we think of as English culture was taking shape, and the Celtic peoples found themselves increasingly marginalized in their own ancestral lands. Today, if you want to find the truest remaining Celtic cultures in Britain, you need to look to the edges of the map, to the Welsh valleys where ancient British languages still echo, to the Scottish Highlands where Celtic music still stirs the soul, to Cornwall, where ancient traditions persist. It's a bit ironic, isn't it? The original Britons pushed to the corners of their own island. But their legacy lives on, in place names, in folklore, in the very DNA of British culture. The next time someone tells you about British history, remember, before there was an England, there were the Celts, the true ancient Britons, whose story is woven into the very fabric of these islands.